Something just happened backstage that changes everything. Cody Rhodes has made a move that nobody predicted, and Randy Orton's mystery caller just got intercepted before SmackDown can even air. On this episode of WWE Express, we're breaking down what this moment means, why Cody would take this risk, and what's about to unfold in the coming weeks. Let's start with what we know about the psychology here. Randy Orton receiving a mystery phone call is already a storytelling device designed to create intrigue. Mystery callers in wrestling typically represent either returning talent about to shake up the landscape or someone from Orton's past with unfinished business. WWE doesn't introduce mystery elements randomly. They're narrative tools meant to shift focus and create anticipation. So Cody Rhodes deliberately intercepting whatever that phone call would have revealed is a statement of intent. Cody Rhodes has spent months establishing himself as the primary protagonist in WWE. He's positioned as someone willing to cross boundaries to achieve his goals. He's willing to break rules, willing to take extraordinary actions, willing to step into conflict that others might avoid. Intercepting Orton's mystery caller isn't just a backstage moment. It's Cody saying that he's not waiting to react to whatever's coming. He's taking control of the narrative before it even develops. That's incredibly bold. That's dangerous. And that's exactly the kind of move that escalates storylines from interesting to must-watch. Randy Orton represents a completely different wrestling psychology. Orton is calculating. He's deliberate. He's someone who methodically builds towards specific outcomes. When you mess with someone like Orton, when you intercept his plans, when you disrupt his carefully laid groundwork, you're making an enemy who will respond with surgical precision. Orton doesn't react emotionally. He responds strategically. Whatever Cody just did by ambushing that mystery caller hasn't solved anything. It's just changed the equation entirely. The mystery caller themselves becomes crucial to understanding where this goes. If it was someone ready to enter the picture to help Orton, then Cody's ambush might have prevented an alliance from forming. If it was someone from Orton's past, someone with legitimate business that needed addressing, then Cody just became the person standing in the middle of unfinished business. Either way, Cody has made himself the central figure in whatever this storyline is becoming. He's not waiting on the sidelines. He's actively controlling the narrative. What's fascinating about this from a character perspective is understanding Cody's motivation. Why would Cody risk escalating things with Orton right now? What does Cody gain from being so direct, so aggressive, so willing to act without waiting to see what's coming? This suggests that Cody is concerned about something. Maybe he's worried that whatever Orton was planning could directly threaten his position. Maybe Cody sees Orton's mystery caller as a threat to his narrative momentum. Maybe Cody understands that in professional wrestling, waiting to react is the same as accepting someone else's terms. The SmackDown reveal now becomes completely different. Instead of an announcement about who was calling Orton, we're getting a confrontation. We're getting anger. We're getting Orton having to address the fact that Cody Rhodes just made a move against him before he could even complete his own plans. That's the kind of escalation that creates legitimate heat, that creates the sense that things are actually happening and changing in real time. This is also about establishing dominance in a more subtle way. When Cody ambushes Orton's mystery caller, he's establishing that he's operating on a different level. He's not just competing in matches. He's controlling backstage dynamics. He's intercepting plans. He's making moves before his competitors can even act. That's psychological warfare. That's championship-level thinking. The mystery caller being intercepted creates what wrestling calls a cliffhanger callback. SmackDown audiences will be watching specifically to see who that caller was, what they were going to say, and what Cody prevented from happening. That's effective storytelling. It's not just about the moment itself. It's about creating questions that demand answers. It's about making audiences desperate to see what happens next because they understand something significant just got disrupted. From Orton's perspective, this is an insult. Orton has built his entire career on being 10 steps ahead, on manipulating situations to his advantage, on being the calculating presence that orchestrates what happens around him. Having Cody Rhodes intercept his plans is Orton being told that he's not as clever as he thinks. That someone just outmoved him. That's the kind of thing that transforms a rivalry into something personal. That's how you build the kind of tension that people actually care about watching unfold. The timing of this backstage moment matters tremendously. Revealing it right before SmackDown airs creates momentum heading into that episode. It creates context for whatever Orton says when he addresses it. It positions Cody as proactive while Orton becomes reactive, at least momentarily. In wrestling psychology, being reactive is a vulnerability. Cody just turned the tables on Orton before they could even have an actual match. What's also important to understand is that this backstage moment exists in the larger context of whatever narrative WWE is constructing. This isn't isolated. This is part of a larger story about ambition, about control, about which wrestlers are positioning themselves as the primary characters and which wrestlers are being positioned as secondary. Cody intercepting Orton's mystery caller is a statement that Cody sees himself as the protagonist of this story, and Orton is an obstacle rather than an equal. The mystery caller themselves will likely be revealed to be someone with significant credibility. WWE doesn't introduce mystery elements around unimportant people. This will be someone whose involvement changes the equation, someone whose presence matters, someone whose allegiance is actually worth fighting for. The fact that Cody deemed it important enough to intercept Backstage suggests this person is going to be relevant to the main event picture. Going forward, we're looking at escalation. Cody has made a direct move against Orton. Orton will respond. The question becomes whether Orton's response is direct confrontation or whether Orton responds by changing his strategy entirely. Will Orton confront Cody directly, demanding answers about what he did and why? Or will Orton do what he does best, which is adapt his approach and hit Cody from an angle that Cody doesn't expect? This moment also establishes that nobody is safe from being directly challenged or directly confronted. If Cody is willing to ambush Orton's plans, if Cody is willing to be that aggressive, that bold, that willing to accept consequences, then every other wrestler on the roster is potentially in danger of similar treatment. That changes the entire dynamic of how people operate. The brilliance of this storytelling is that it accomplishes multiple things simultaneously. It creates intrigue about the mystery caller. It creates heat between Cody and Orton. It establishes Cody as someone operating with incredible confidence and bold decision-making. It positions Orton as someone whose carefully laid plans just got disrupted. And it creates questions about where this goes that will keep audiences watching. Backstage moments like this are crucial to modern WWE storytelling because they add layers to the matches themselves. When Cody and Orton eventually have their confrontation on television, audiences will already have this context. They'll already understand that this isn't just two wrestlers competing. This is two wrestlers with genuine conflict, with legitimate history developing in real time, with stakes beyond just winning a match. If you want more breakdown of WWE storytelling mechanics, more analysis of character psychology, and more insight into how professional wrestling's narrative structure actually works, subscribe to WWE Express, where we dive deep into the stories that make wrestling compelling. Thanks for watching WWE Express.